back again to our daily debate, and our topic is the visit of the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Sheikh al-Tayyib, to Europe and the Vatican, and the meaning of this visit, significance of the visit, and the discourse, rich discourse. How can we correct? How can we just bring coexistence, bring peace, and correct the image of Islam that some are trying to smear by all means? We're back again, and we're joined with our guest, Dr. Salah Abdullah, former parliamentarian and political analyst. Welcome, sir, with us.
Thank you.
Allow me first, we were just, before the break, we were discussing the role of Al-Azhar with the different, the authority of Al-Azhar with the different imams in the different jamias or mosques around the world, and how does he deal with them? And then we'll proceed with the political side, which is how do you view the visit of the Grand Imam Al-Azhar at this time, and how do you think it will lead to, sir, the visit, the role of Al-Azhar regarding the different...
Just as I was saying before the break, that now Al-Azhar has the World Association of Al-Azhar Graduates, which is responsible for the coordination and also for finding job opportunities for the graduates and who would be qualified, and also to maintain contact with the international graduates in particular as they go back to their home countries. And there is a very important point that I'd like to clarify and to emphasize here, which was also highlighted by Pope Francis himself, the Pope of the Vatican, as the Grand Imam paid this significant and historic visit. And he made it clear that this was not for a political reason, or this was done for any political motive.
Well, it's not, but we always put politically, some people just put it, so this is the other side. Yes,
the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar has always been stressing this point, that even when he made his visit to Germany, he made it very clear at the very outset of his speech in the Bundestag, and also when he went to Nigeria, and also in this visit to France and before at the Vatican, that this does not stem from a political role that Al-Azhar intends to play,
purpose,
or to push any political agenda. It may have political implications, and the thing is, but this has never been the intent of Al-Azhar or its motive to push forward any political agenda, or to take any stance regarding any political matter. But when Al-Azhar does this, and all of these global visits that the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar is embarking on, this comes from a mere implementation and from a mere assumation of Al-Azhar's role to clarify the true image and the true teachings of Islam.
Welcome, Dr. Salah Abdullah, and talking about the visit of the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar to Europe, to the Vatican, and to France, and to Germany before. How do you view it? As our Sheikh Hossam Allam said, that it has no political end, and this is a visit, of goodwill. But others might take it, political analysts, of course, will look at it and just will come and say, well, the political intent, what will lead to, how can it soothe relations, maybe politically. How do you view that?
First, if you want to look with a clear view to what is happening, we have to understand the image of the Muslims in the eyes of the other people.
Sure.
Because according to the image of the Muslims in the eyes of our people, many political decisions is taken.
Yes, true.
The West now, I am talking about the ordinary citizen in the West, in Germany or Britain or France or even in Africa. He didn't know from Islam except Al-Qaeda, Daesh, terrorists, bombs, killing, assassinations. Okay, so they are looking to the Muslims as killers.
True.
There is in the world who need to put the Muslims in that image.
Yes.
And I think, in my view as a politician, that many of the extremes groups are working through some people against Islam.
True.
Okay? So that's why we find many politicians now is against Muslims, like one of the Mr. Trump in United States now. He wants to be a president, and most of his speeches is against Muslims.
Islam, exactly.
Okay. From the political point of view, will help the Muslims? No. This will destroy the Muslims. Because when a superpowers like this, big countries like this, looking for us
is adopting the view against Islam.
Let us destroy them. Let us planning to let them destroy themselves. And this is what is happening now in the Middle East. So the question
put them against each other
is political. And what is happening from the terrorists and from the extremes and from Daesh and so on is political in the point of view, using Islam to destroy the true image of Islam. Okay. When President Sisi say that he want to renew the religious address, what is this meaning? We want to let the ordinary citizens in the world, the ordinary people in the world, understand what is Islam. What is the true fact of the Islam?
The essence.
What is the true image of Islam? What is the ethics of Islam? Okay? This needs a great work. Of course, the visit of the great Imam Sheikh Tayyib to Nigeria, especially Nigeria, because Nigeria is suffering from Boko Haram. And I lived in Nigeria for 9 years as a director of many hospitals there. And I know the culture in Nigeria well. The people is very simple people. They know about Islam from what they are hearing from people coming from the Middle East. For our bad luck, that the people who go there is usually extremes. There was no real role to us since long time in Africa or in Europe. We left the space for the extremes to work. It is now our role to work to raise up the true face of Islam. So the visit of Sheikh Tayyib to Nigeria, then to France, and to discussing the people in France, discussing the people in Nigeria, discussing the Muslim, that they have to live in the community as a citizen and to accept the others. This is the main question.
Tolerance of Islam.
Yes, you can't live in a ghetto. You can't live in a ghetto like what other one religion was doing, living in a ghetto. Muslims cannot live in a ghetto. They have to be active in the society, to be part of the society, and to let the people see how the Muslim work, how the Muslim live, how the Muslim accept the others. Al-Azhar have a great role in that.
Can we come back to Al-Azhar's role, and then we'll go back, we'll just talk about Azhar. We do have, online Ambassador Muhammad Nagati. Hello, sir. Hello, Your Excellency. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Nermeen. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Sir, we were discussing the role of Al-Azhar, actually, with the visit of the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar to Europe. And we were discussing also the image that are being smeared by some powers that are behind certain groups like Daesh, Boko Haram, and others, and trying to smear the image of Islam and perpetuate the bad image of intolerance of that certain religion in the minds of the ordinary citizen. How do you think the visit, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, will affect, will just, put more, let's say, push more religious entities to help in correcting the image of this religion, of Islam?
Okay, Nermeen, allow me at the outset just to greet His Eminence Sheikh Hossam Allam and Dr. Salah Abdullah. I was following the program, and truly they have said it all. This is a historical visit, and I think the cordial meeting and the message learned from this visit, as stipulated and said by Pope Francis, that our meeting is the message. This is, as the Grand Imam has put it, a meeting between the two faiths that compose maybe the culture of humanity and play a very important and significant role in pacifying the world community and to bring an end, hopefully, through their meeting to the culture of hatred and transform it into a culture of acceptance. I guess the visit comes also in the framework of the plan of Al-Azhar as a learning institution, as a minaret for moderate Islam on the regional and international level, to promote also dialogue between civilization. There is no conflict between civilized nations. There is no conflict between religions that adopt more or less the same principles. Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are part of our consciousness, and they are the basis on which we have to depend to confront terrorism phenomena that is now threatening us all. We cannot, as a meeting of the two faiths, reflect. We cannot confront terrorism without bringing in harmony and understanding between the religions, the culture, and who else can do that than the Grand Imam and Pope Francis. I think many positive gestures came from the Vatican towards Al-Azhar to end the 5 years of stalemate. As I was saying, the threats and challenges worldwide are huge. Terrorism are a menace to all culture, all countries. It's a transboundary phenomena that has to be confronted not only through military or defense means, which is important, or security means, but also through ideological confrontation. I think the call that the two eminent world personality have came to agree upon, which is the convening of an international conference of peace, to put into action calls for international institutions and leaders to adapt solution to the conflict that has incredible human suffering. As you may have followed our argument in the Security Council this month of May, that wars have become very vicious and very constant. So we have to confront it through promoting the culture of peace, which the Grand Imam and Pope Francis were very keen to assure, besides reviving also the common dialogue between Al-Azhar and the Vatican, which has stopped and stalled over the past 5 years. I think we have many challenges, and we will be very able to confront those challenges if the Vatican and Al-Azhar, being the representative of the Catholic Christian community, or the majority of the Christian world, and Al-Azhar being the minaret of moderation in the Sunni Islamic world, which has also a great respect worldwide. This middle ground of understanding will help through moderation, confronting terrorism and defeat the message of hatred, which comes also frequently in the European society. I think the call for the Arab and Muslim communities in Europe to integrate in their society, a message that the Grand Imam have conveyed, is very important. I do have to pay a lot of respect to the role played by the Grand Imam and Al-Azhar as an institute. His visit to Indonesia, to Germany. I was ambassador to Germany. I received many till September last year, and I received many feedbacks from my colleagues who attended the visit. His discussion at the German Bundestag, German Parliament, was so impressive that Germans who came to visit us along the visit of Sigmar Gabriel, the deputy to the Chancellor or the Vice Chancellor, was very truly impressive and illuminating to many worries and fears, as Dr. Salah Abdullah mentioned, the worries and fears of Islam, which is not our message. His visit to Nigeria
Yes.
And the counter-argument of moderation and the true message of Islam that Dr. Hossam Allam have just explained eloquently, I have to adhere to the rule of Al-Azhar being the most respected and the most accepted Sunni world minarets of moderate Islam. Islam is a message of tolerance. Islam is a message of peace, and on that we are in common grounds with Judaism and Christianity.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Mohammed Higazi, for being with us. And you were saying that the Al-Azhar institution has great responsibility that is facing now. And then we'll hear, from Dr. Hossam how you will be able to confront the challenges.
I want to tell you one thing before you.
Of course, please.
Why I say that?
Yes.
I was in Zanzibar.
Yes.
Zanzibar is an island in the ocean,
Yes.
The people in
Tanzania.
Zanzibar, yes, they know three things in Egypt. Three things. Al-Azhar, Nasser, and Kulthum.
Yes.
This is all what they know about Egypt.
Yes.
So Al-Azhar have a special position towards in the hearts of the Muslims in the whole world.
Yes, treasured actually.
Okay. In the conflict we are suffering now as Muslims is not the conflict of Azhar. It is the conflict of the Muslims as a whole.
True.
Any citizen. You can go to Britain or to France or to Nigeria and you are an ordinary Muslim. You find somebody is hitting you and maybe killing you.
True.
Because he thinks that you are terrorist, you are
Yes.
coming to him.
Yes.
This is the image now in his brain.
Yes.
Okay. And I think you remember what happened in Germany
Exactly.
for our
the young lady.
Egyptian lady
Yes,
there.
yes,
She is
yes.
completely
wasted, killed by racists.
Yes. So that's why in this conflict, the Azhar have a great role to clear to the world the true face of Islam. The visit of the Holy Imam, Sheikh Tayyib, need to be reflected into practice, into work.
Yes.
How to find imams, which is believing, they have to believe how to return the true face of Islam, how to remove from the brain of the people the wrong image about Muslims. This is a very strong fight, a very strong fight.
Exactly.
It will take effort and time. So our Sheikh can tell
clarify,
us how
yes,
we can do that.
Yes, but
now.
let me add one thing, during that, there is a way to address the West or non-Arabs, let's say, because we understand when we talk to each other, certain things. They don't understand. There is a way to how do we address them and to
The
make
message.
Exactly, the message. How
The
to
message.
convey the correct message to them
Yes.
that will reach their hearts and
Yes.
minds
Yes.
correctly.
This is of course a very important question, and of course I highly appreciate what Mr. Ambassador, His Excellency Mohammed Higazi have just mentioned, and of course I totally agree with most, if not everything that he has mentioned, and also with our dear respected Dr. Abdullah. First of all, I'd like to state a very important fact,
Yes.
and this is for the sake of objectivity, and this is the very fact that we cannot solely blame Muslims for the negative, untrue image that's now in the minds of many people
Yes.
across the globe in the West.
Yes.
And this is for a very simple reason, and all politicians and all diplomats are aware of the fact that what the region is now witnessing, and also its global ramifications and repercussions, was not solely started and also perpetuated by Muslims or by Arabs, but we can clearly see that, and now these are facts, these are not secrets, was not merely or the single work or the single-handedly work of Muslims or Arabs, but we understand that there are many powers and many factors that led to the current situation, which has resulted in all of these ramifications and all of these repercussions. So the point is, not one institution, even if it's Al-Azhar, will single-handedly restore this image. This takes as much as what brought about the current scene that we are now witnessing and the unfolding events was not primarily done by a single entity, and it was the result or the massive result of many factors. Also, it will take the work, the cooperation, the coordination of different entities on all levels, starting from the individual level, the communal level, the institutional level, the governmental level, and also when it comes to the international entities. And this is why, in this regard, the Secretary General of Al-Azhar's Islamic Research Academy, Dr. Muhyiddin Afifi, he was addressing the United Nations, and this is something that Dr. Muhammad Hijazi has mentioned.
Yes.
And also, in this regard in particular, as a matter of fact, Al-Azhar has been sparing no efforts. And this is why, for instance, I talked about and I highlighted the scholarships that Al-Azhar offers, and also Al-Azhar now has an international observatory that serves in different languages, up to now 8 languages, and many more are scheduled also to start working to be able to observe and to monitor what is being spread and what is being published about Islam and the Muslims, and to be able to address all of these concerns and all of these misconceptions and all of these questions. So my point is, Al-Azhar's visit to, and represented by the Grand Mufti of Al-Azhar, to the Vatican and many countries, this also takes the international media attention. And we need to be fair about this. We need to hold all the responsible entities on the global arena accountable for this. Once a problem happens, it is right away, without any proper investigation, it has to be a Muslim.
Exactly.
And if it is found out that it was not a Muslim,
it's not clarified.
Right
Nobody talks about it. Yeah.
This is double standards, and this is something that we cannot disregard or turn a blind eye. And I can cite many examples.
But this is not only in religion. It's like, when we had the revolution, they say, who? This is not a revolution. When you just the people choose their fate, and it's not according to what they want, someone the agenda, then it's not.
I understand, but my point is, even on the international global scale, whenever an act of violence is committed, it is right away Muslims, and it is a terrorist act. But if later proper investigation is done and it is found out that it was not Muslims who are behind it, then it was just an individual incident and it has nothing to do with terrorism.
Yes.
So as if Islam has now become the synonym of terrorism. This is unfair, and this takes the awareness. This requires a global awareness campaign, because it's a stain on our global conscious as human beings living in the 21st century to disregard the very ABCs and the very basics of intellectual human thinking, and to start generalizing, disregarding all the ABCs of logical thinking, and that you condemn an entire nation of over 1 billion people and even plus, and just this is for a thin minority, and we have many statistics.
Well, unfortunately, we came out to the end of this episode.
Just this point, please.
Yes.
Now we have many statistics conducted not by Islamic entities, and they refer to the fact that the number of terrorist attacks or events and the number of civilians who die, number one, is not all about. It is not entirely about religion, and all of the people who die because of actions or
so-called Muslims.
And it is found out not by Muslims, and I stress this point, but by people who claim or to be acting in the name of Islam. This is a very insignificant minority. So this is why also the media and all concerned levels has a role to play in this area.
Well, unfortunately, we came to the end of this episode. I would have loved to talk more about it, because it's very interesting to tackle many points and corners of that. Dr. Sheikh Hossam Dean, thank you very much for being with us.
Thanks
and Dr. Salah Abdullah, thank you very much for being with us. We'll have other meetings, God willing. And
let us hope so.
Hoping so, inshallah. And
because this is a long story.
This is a very long story. Actually, it takes it should be actually a series, focusing on that and explaining the reasons that led us to this and how to deal with that and fight radicalism, not only in the so-called Muslims, but then others who claim to be Christians or Jewish, or international people who just maybe have agendas or have misconceptions that are just trying to smear or not smearing the image of Islam. We'll have to sign up now, and as we always say, enter Egypt, inshallah, safe. and as the Bible says, blessed be my people, Egypt. And from Egypt and Cairo, we send a message of peace and love. And I'm Nermin Azim signing off. We'll see you again next week. Goodbye for now.